At NASSCO's shipyard on San Diego Bay, workers in welding masks and hard hats are piecing together a record half-dozen massive, multi-million-dollar ships.
2 tote ships, the 3 eco tankers, and then of course MLP that we're finishing up.
NASSCO General Manager Kevin Graney says his 10 commercial and government ship orders stretch out through 2017 and beyond. Graney says the company's success stems from delivering ships on time and under budget.
We keep our accuracy within about a millimeter. So it's very, very tight tolerances, very accurate pieces that we'll cut. I think we're somewhere around several thousand parts a week, just cramming through based on the pace of production today.
The booming ship business is a stark difference from a few years ago during the recession. That's when the company, the largest shipbuilder on the West Coast, struggled to find work and was hit with layoffs. Now, NASSCO is on a hiring binge. The average journeyman makes nearly $80,000 a year in wages and benefits.
What it means to us here in San Diego is we end up with 3,800 good jobs for our folks, and we can sustain that over the next 3 years.
Graney says a project he's especially proud of is the development of mobile landing platforms called MLPs. 3 of the 800-foot-long Navy vessels have been designed by his team.
What our folks, our engineers, came up with was an idea to reuse an existing commercial tanker design where we carved out the cargo tanks that normally would carry oil.
They replaced the entire middle cargo section with a long and flexible platform. That makes the vessel more versatile.
The Navy and Marine Corps are coming up with pretty inventive ways to take a platform like this and use it in interesting and different ways than originally conceived.
The ships will serve as forward-deployed sea bases, allowing troops to respond quickly in transferring equipment from ship to shore during a crisis. Graney says the design is so adaptive that what started as a $1.3 billion Navy contract to build 3 ships has turned into a deal to build a 4th and possibly a 5th.
It's kind of a hybrid. It's an auxiliary ship. It has the capabilities of an amphib in some cases, but also can carry aircraft. So it's a little bit of a Swiss Army knife, if you will.
The first 2 MLPs, the USNS John Glenn and Munford Point, have been built and launched from NASSCO's docks. The 3rd ship, the Louis B. Polar, named after the most decorated Marine in the history of the Corps, is an extended version of the MLP. It has an upper flight deck and accommodations for 250 troops.
It's exciting times for San Diego and for NASSCO to have these ships being built here right in our backyard.
Navy Lieutenant Commander Brian Tague with Military Sealift Command Pacific in Point Loma oversees mobile landing platform operations. He says the ships are ushering in a new era of Navy sea operations.
It's in a float-forward staging base and concept, so they will be able to tie in communications, special operations, missions, to be more versatile with helicopter landing decks and small boat operations.
Tague says the Polar will increase the military's presence in the Pacific using joint military forces.
You have the United States Navy, United States Marine Corps, and United States Merchant Marine all working together to meet the needs of the Navy for successful future missions.
NASSCO wants to be included in future Navy missions. Graney says the defense contractor is competing against a top East Coast shipbuilder for what would be its biggest project ever, a $3.5 billion amphibious warship, the LHA-8.
We're figuring probably somewhere between 10 and 15 million man-hours to build, and so it'd be a big job for us, but I believe in our capability. I think we could do it.
The Navy has plans to fund 48 ships in the next 5 years, according to the defense budget released this week. Susan Murphy, KPBS News.